Hello and welcome back again to BanyoThoughts. I'm your host Gian, and in today's episode, we are going to be diving into the very essence of this podcast. The humble banyo or the bathroom. No, so where how it all started and the birth of BanyoThoughts. No, and why I actually named it as BanyoThoughts. No, so let's get started. So anyway, the BanyoThoughts was actually a you can say a product of um, my reflections during the pandemic time. I think that was May of 2020 when I started conceptualizing Banyo Thoughts. It wasn't really a podcast at that time. It was really more of oh no, that's I actually it started out as a video. I was doing movie reviews, and then I was thinking of utilizing a bit differently, like utilizing the banyo for sharing your thoughts about or review about the movie. And then actually the other another reason why I like the idea of Panya thoughts amongst my friends, we always talk about toilet stuff. I mean that's one of my favorite conversations, not because of the icky stuff, but really many times whenever I go to the bathroom, um, not just using the toilet, but taking a shower, brushing your teeth, or changing clothes, I somehow enter into a Zen mode of things, and I start conceptualizing things. I start thinking of things. Ideas usually come during those times. I don't know why. My reasoning behind it, or I think the reason behind it is because you're in a state of calm and reflection and rest. You're not overwhelmed with many things. You're just doing one thing. Uh, so that's where most of my ideas come from. Like ideas for Experience Philippines, which is my startup. Ideas for recipes for food. Ideas for coming out with gifts. For mystery gifts for friends or family. Um, and then from then on, I started utilizing it as a reflection mode for writing stuff. No, because I'm not really comfortable. Um, I started out with video and then podcast. Initially, I wasn't really comfortable doing both, but I guess you don't grow when you're inside your comfort zone. So I explored one um, platform at a time. So I started doing a video format, and then I started doing a podcast format. But what I'm really more comfortable with is writing. I love writing. I love sharing my thoughts. I love reading. I'm obsessed with reading, whether it is a fiction or nonfiction, whether it's a self-help book or um, anything to do with startups or business, because you get to learn a lot from the insights of these authors. So, and I started from those inspiration. I started writing. You can actually check them out in my Facebook page. Facebook / BanyoThoughts. So, and then from then on, I kept on writing about reflection that's happened in my life. So, things that have uh, are good that happen in my life, and things that are not so good that happen in my life, that I started sharing to people and being very open and vulnerable about it. So I started sharing my struggles building a startup. I started sharing my struggles, especially during the pandemic, where things were very uncertain at the time. You didn't know what direction the world is going to go to. You don't know, for example, in my startup, I didn't know any direction that what's going to happen since we're in the travel field. So there was no clear cut rule. Um, so it gave me a sense of direction when I started reflecting, and I started thinking of my own personal beliefs and my how I operate. And I realized that I have a lot of limiting beliefs. I think I mentioned this already in the podcast before that there's so many things that preventing me from realizing my goals and my dreams. precisely because I have this concept or limiting beliefs that prevented me from doing that, such as about scarcity of money. So you always I'm very, stingy when it comes to money, or very lax when it comes to other parts of the money. So, um, doing stuff, for afraid of failing. I think it's a common thing, but when you're in the entrepreneurial field, that failure is such a scary thing as well, because you invest your time, resources on it, and you really want to make it succeed as much as you can. No, so those are the thoughts. Those are the things that I started reflecting on and then started sharing in my Facebook page. And then I only started doing that I kept on doing that until recently, until this year, 2023. You can actually go again to my Facebook page, BanyoThoughts by Gian, and you would see a lot of these reflections. Although I don't post as often as I could, and I don't have really a lot of followers anyway. So it's just me, personal reflection of what I think and how I feel about certain situations, and my takeaways from that. No, and I try to apply that. So all these things, I guess, over time has built the person that I am now in terms of how I view life and how I operate as well. No, so and how I value uh, things that happen in my life. No, uh, but I think the biggest, if I were to go back and look back and see all the things that I've done over the past few years when it started Banyo Thoughts, I think it was solidified even more during this past few months when I started, and I think I mentioned this in the first podcast, when I started doing the Kaizen program. Um, Really, that idea of the 1%, growing 1% on a day-to-day basis. So instead of focusing on 100% of growth, you just focus on what you can today and grow within that day and build that habit. And so that's what I did. So for a couple of months, I was focusing on building habits, understanding where what my limiting beliefs are, and facing those limiting beliefs. Understanding that triggers are an opportunity for me to grow, because triggers, when it causes anxiety in me, is a sign that I'm comfortable with certain things. So hindi ko siya gusto, or hindi ko siya may isang bagay siguro sa sarili ko na hindi alam paano gagawin. So that's actually open. It's like you can say it opens up a lot of things about myself, that I get to see who I am when it comes to certain things. No, so for example, I get I get triggered by trash, by garbage. I don't know why, but and I realized, because I really like everything, and I want to be in control of everything. So pag hindi sinundan ng schedule ng pag-pick up ng basura, I get anxious or get triggered by that. So something very small, no? So those small things, I realized that I've been having that in my head. So facing that and understanding that helps, no? And I think another good point that's been happening. That's the reason why I kept on continuing. Now I started doing a podcast for Banyo Thoughts, is because mas madali siguro talk kaysa to write. I mean, now mas madali magsalita na I can put things in I can say things better when I could put things in order when I talk more. And di nakakapagod mag-type. I think yan ang pinaka-importante, di makakapagod mag-type, no? So kaya I started doing this podcast. It's a commitment ko rin, no? I committed myself, no? I wrote down on my vision board that I will start doing a restart my podcast again, and if I can do this in consecutive days for a number of weeks, and prove that, even though it's weird pa siguro in the first few episodes, and hindi pa ganun ka-professional, and medyo sabog pa ako magkwento and everything, wala pa masyadong streamlined thoughts na it's just random ramblings here. I know that I'll get better and better and better, that 1% mentality. So That's why I insist on doing this on a day-to-day basis for the next 21 days at least, just to see how far I can go and how much I can also change, no, in terms of my mindset and my limiting beliefs. That it doesn't have to be perfect, no, it can be just a like this, and it's not really prepared. I just have to, because I just want to get it done. I just want to, you know, be in control of making sure that I'm committed to this thing, that I will do it, because I want to grow. And this is one example of, like, overcoming my perfectionist mindset, no. So yeah, and so that's basically the history of Banyo Thoughts. No, it's really a funny way of reflecting, because whenever we go to the toilet, we always have these inspiration sometimes, or aha moments. So, and from there, naging spin off na siya in terms of applying it to an everyday of my life. No, na that whenever I read something or check out something or something happens to me, I can reflect on it and I can write it, or and I can share it to people. No? So that's about it, no, for Banyo Thoughts. And I really hope this grows. No, I cannot wait to have my own following as well, you can say. But let's see what happens in the future. But I can't just, I just enjoy sharing this, and maybe someone out there who's listening can pick up a thing or two, and get inspired. I may not be there yet, but I know that doing this one day at a time would make me reach that stage where I can say, "Yay! I actually did something cool." No, so I'll look back to this and probably like, "Whoa, pangit ang podcast ko na before, pero buti ginawa ko pa rin." No? So yun. Thank you so much for joining me in this podcast episode today. I know it's like maybe you guys have your own Banyo Thoughts moment. No, so I hope that get to learn more about me. And some of the things I talked about here resonated with you guys. So if you like them, or if you ever get a chance to listen to this podcast, I know it's not yet as good as the others, but please, if you can share and subscribe and tune in to my next episode. Until then, thank you so much. Keep on doing good. I think I remember this guy, Rob Dial. He always says that, do good to others. And it resonated with me. When we can actually just do good to just one person every single day, I think it was gonna make a big difference in having a wonderful world we're gonna be living in. So keep on doing good. Do good to other people, to another person today. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you guys. Have a great day.